Good morning, YouTube and YouTubers and Father's Days and fathers after Father's Day. Did I say that right? Happy day after Father's Day? Yeah, that's a little better. So I am on the way to work. I always try to get there about an hour early. You can see it's 7:08. We don't technically open till 8 o'clock. And I go in there, and that's my decompression time. You know, an hour before we technically open. And then sometimes there will be people waiting at 7:15. But the shop is finishing up the remodel. And I just wanted to see what it looks like from the side there. You know, the change is always weird. And I'm getting positive feedback from the customers that, you know, wow, it looks great. Or, hey, the blonde wood looks good with the black and the white. I'm like, yeah, I mean, because everybody's different, you know. Everyone says, oh, wow, roses are beautiful. And some people are like, oh, you know, a dandelion is more beautiful, or whatever the case may be. To each their own. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You ever heard that? So, I didn't see anything dropped off from any of my vendors over the weekend. We have some jobs that we're going to get cracking on this morning. One is a Mercedes Sprinter van for air conditioning work. And then we also have that Tahoe for rear AC lines. Thank you, whoever commented and said that GM ships them in 2 pieces. I'm not a real big fan of 2-piece lines with quick connects. I don't understand why they didn't just add mating flanges with seals and gaskets. I mean, wouldn't that make more sense, having bolt together 2-piece AC lines instead of using quick connects that can potentially fail? That's just my point. And then having the engineering department come up with and say, hey, you know, let's do seals, gaskets, anodized aluminum fittings and all this stuff. Wouldn't it be cheaper just to have the lines mass produced with mating flanges? That's just my thought. We actually have a drop off. That's one of my customers, Mike. It's amazing how many people's names I can remember over the years. He's been coming here forever. He has a Chevy 1500 truck that it's got 185 or 190,000 miles on it. And I've been warning him that the front end's getting sloppy and worn. And then he finally came in one time and we checked it out. And we're like, hey man, this thing's really getting to the point of restoring the front end. And he's like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to go buy a new truck. I got a baby on the way. I'm like, you're going to go buy a new truck? Well, if you buy a new one, don't buy a used one. Here's what new is. It has the active suspension in it. Front struts are wasted. They don't want to commit to fixing that right now. It's horrible. The rear AC lines are leaking. We did the condenser on this thing. That was leaking. So here's your used vehicle with issues. And then you have your older GMC truck that has nowhere near the issues, your $25,000 pre-owned vehicle. And I said, hey man, you're better off keeping this. I know it's old, it's in good shape, a couple $1,000 here and there, and no car payment. I mean, it's LS powered, 5.3. Transmission was done like 2 or 3 years ago. I said it's worth fixing, especially when you're having your first child or whatever. That isn't cheap, and today's car payments and insurance payments aren't cheap. What's that truck worth? 70 grand plus full coverage insurance. What's that going to cost you to fix it every couple of years? You have to pay it off. No brainer right there. So then we're back to the building here. So at a close up, I guess once it's trimmed in, I'll feel better about it. It's almost like a blank canvas. And over the years, I can't tell you how many times they've broken the windows to break in here. And then the last fool who broke in here for $6 or $7 smashed the front one out and crawled through the bars, which sucked. That's my high mileage Toyota Sequoia. It looks good sitting out front, doesn't it? right. And then my man Bruce is going to finish this section and match that. And then we were just going to clear that, but then I think I'm going to have him just paint it blonde or a sand, because the sun and the highway, I mean, you would never think that cars driving by at 80, 90, 100 miles an hour in about 300 feet, because that's a traffic light up there, how much dirt and dust and crap gets blown onto the building here. It's just horrible. A lot of upkeep for a shop out here like this. And then they don't legitimately have that problem, but the front of the store gets beat up constantly. Thanks for watching, everybody.